What's that smell? Oh, it's Hercules.
Much like with the shows, the Hercules toy line was done kind of as a test run to make the superior Xena toy line later on.
That is true.
Alright, we don't actually hate Hercules.
Yeah, it was a good show, like Xena. It was a different kind of show, less serious, and decidedly not as good, but it doesn't make it a bad show.
Plus, it had way more Salmoneus than Xena.
What's that smell? Oh, it's Salmoneus.
Salmoneus, the greatest Hercules and Xena character.
I gotta point this out, like, look how stacked he is. Like, if you've never seen the show, he's not a fighter or anything. Like, he's comic relief, kind of doughy old guy. And they make him stacked, like he's some sort of, like, fucking Titan warrior.
Yeah, I assume it'll be better once we put the robe on him, because then it won't look like it's muscle and you can just assume he's fat.
They get his face pretty well, though. He does kind of have this Joker smile going on a lot of the times. So.
Yeah, it seems like some of the later ones get the face details better than the earlier ones.
Yeah, ones that have the little blue label there seem to be some of the later releases that have better detail.
Hey, remember how Iolaus and Hercules were the same height and the same build?
Yeah, exactly. Remember how Iolaus painted on his pendant?
Mm-hmm. And remember how Hercules just tore through people with this fucking mace contraption? And remember how he used a sword?
Yeah, his classic sword. I like that his gauntlets come off, because remember when he ever took his gauntlets off in the show?
In a messed up take.
In one messed up FX take.
Yeah. I like how Iolaus has a katana of some sort, like he always used.
He got it in the East.
They never went to the East.
Yeah.
That was a Xena thing.
Iolaus said he learned his fighting techniques in the East.
Did he say that?
Yeah.
Oh. But he never used a katana. Did he say he learned it in the East?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he knows more about Hercules than me.
I remember, apparently.
I remember when he was one of the 3 wise men.
Mm-hmm.
That's where he learned how to use a katana. Take that Jesus guy
out.
Makes
sense, yeah. Baby Jesus taught Iolaus how to use the katana. Deleted scene.
What are we making up? You don't know. Some of it's true.
Hey, remember when Xena put on her warrior disguise?
It was technically a disguise for the audience.
Yeah, because she's not really a warrior. Let me go in disguise as a warrior.
No, that was her regular outfit she wore, and then she's like, la la la, I'm a normal person. And then all her dudes attacked her, because that's... On Xena and Hercules, that's the thing. Like, if you're a badass warrior, you get your fledglings to attack you, and then you kick their asses, so they're ready for battle. And then you go, pathetic.
Pathetic. Also, Xena's numbered her giant arrows 2 and 3. I guess she already shot 1, it's lost.
She doesn't give a fig.
She's selfish to the bone.
You can put the chakram on as a ring. It's a little bonus for the girls.
Oh, did this ever happen?
Oh yeah, I'm trying to think if he ever did use the bow for anything. Well, he's carrying a spear in that one.
Yeah.
Look at that, that's the only one. Like, that's the new release
Those are
ones.
the later ones, yeah. And they changed the picture to where he looks fucking pissed with that spear.
Yeah,
and these must have just been... either of those actually happened, right?
Yeah, they must have just been promo shots. They have a lot of promo shots of characters like Xena and Hercules where they're clearly just like, they were testing things out that don't really happen. Like the Xena ones, they have lots of different kinds of armor and hairstyles that you didn't really use.
Speaking of...
This picture over here was clearly one of the early promo things when they were pitching a show for Xena and they'd used her on Hercules, but they were modifying the armor slightly. So it's not quite like it was on the actual Hercules episodes, but it's not like it was on Xena. Like she doesn't have her shoulder pads.
Yeah, her giant shoulder pads from Hercules.
Yeah, she had the giant ones.
She doesn't really have the Xena bangs going yet.
Yeah, she sort of side parted them a bit. I think maybe they were just sort of messy. But she didn't like pull her hair back like she did.
Well, it's kind of like the hair is on the figure.
She's got the chainmail on the gauntlets, and the gauntlets and the arm things are not quite the same. The boobs have the little armor thing around it, the little spirally thing that she used to do.
I like how part of this kind of sounds like the Xena intro, but then it's just wildly inaccurate.
Well, I think most of it's just sort of like, word it slightly differently to sound better, but then there's like a princess by birth, which is not like, if you haven't seen the show, she's not literally a princess, like they just called her the warrior princess, but according to this, apparently she is a princess by birth.
Yeah, I love that. It's just like, nothing will stand in the way of truth and justice, or, just her trying to get redemption.
I guess the truth and justice goes in
Yeah,
there, but it's sort of
sounds
like wording
too much
it like,
oh, Superman, Batman kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely trying to spin it, maybe make it more like Hercules, like, she was an evil warlord and then she wants redemption.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently she just arose from the chaos.
Yeah.
Princess.
She's a princess by birth.
She's Wonder Woman, really.
Yeah.
She's Princess Diana. Xena woman!
So of all the figures we have here, Xena is the only one with a promo picture on the back. It seems to be because she's a middle release, where Hercules is like one of the first line, then Salmoneus is later on, plus it's Salmoneus, so who cares?
With incredible strength and perfect aim, Hercules thrusts his spear at his most dangerous foes, monsters such as Cerberus, the three-headed dog, or Hera's deadly serpent like Hydra. With lethal speed, Hercules swings his mace ball to protect his friends from a deadly, violent attack. His mace ball.
That's my favorite Hercules weapon, his mace ball.
Okay, first of all, they made it a point. Iolaus is like, Hercules, you never use a weapon. Even though he always just jacks stuff from where he's at to use it.
Sometimes he picks stuff up. Sometimes he killed people in the early movies and early episodes. Then all of a sudden he's all, I'll never kill anyone.
Yeah, they would always just kill themselves somehow because they were stupid. Yeah. But he never used a weapon. This mace ball thing, I don't know what that is. He never used a spear like that.
Well, he gets a lot of weapons on these figures.
Look at all those things he totally used on the show.
Yeah, especially his Herculean assault blades. I wish the fuck he used that in the show at one point. I've heard enough. Iolaus, get me my Herculean assault blades. Tears up a town. Salmoneus just looks out the window. Oh shit! As Hercules is tearing the building he's in apart with Herculean assault blades.
He thrusts his deadly spear at his enemies like Cerberus. Dun, dun, dun. Except they didn't. Because in the episode,
he befriended Cerberus.
He befriended him because everyone else was attacking him, and he's just like, yeah, whatever. Hey, Cerberus, what's up? We cool. I'm paraphrasing a bit. That's kind of like the opposite message of the Hercules show, really. The action figures, fight everything.
Yeah, Hercules will kill everyone. Especially with his electronic battle sword. He doesn't have any weapons, so we'll just pretend he uses a sword and sell that to kids.
We saw one character using the sword on screen.
During an outtake, someone actually has one of these swords and is swinging it around, making the noises.
It's far more exciting than anything Hercules did.
Oh, half man, half god. Oh, hero, be a hero, collect them all.
Be a hero, collect all these action figures. Give us money, be a hero.
Salmoneus is the most fearsome warrior, even more powerful than Hercules. He can crush boulders with his giant muscles.
That's not what it says!
Oh, is that why I'm not showing the description as I'm reading it? Oh, yeah.
Look how weird the hilt of the sword is. What would you possibly be able to use that for?
It looks like you wouldn't be able to fit your hand in there comfortably to use it.
Yeah, I mean, this sword was never on the show. I don't know what just some random logo sword they made. The Hydra was in the show. So, one of the things you gotta know about Hercules was, from the beginning, pretty much, they had planned to make action figures. They basically made characters so they could make action figures of them. Which leads to weird things like, Ares here.
Yeah, from that one episode of Hercules.
Yeah.
You probably remember the Kevin Smith version, but no, this is Ares. This is the toy you want.
He was the big dumb version, because way early on they kind of decided that they weren't going to show the gods, so for a while they avoided it a lot.
Even though they'd shown Zeus already.
Yeah, they'd shown Zeus already, but they avoided a lot of them, and so Ares would just show up as a skull on the moon.
Hera would just be the eyes in the sky with the peacock thing going on.
Yeah, like Ares would like you possess people, like he'd have like
liquid
a big
Ares.
Yeah, he'd have like a blood fountain, and if they drank it, he could possess them. So he never showed up. He didn't show up in Hercules until like 3rd season or something.
Yeah, he showed up on Xena before Hercules.
Yeah, I mean
his real
as Kevin
form.
Smith.
He was Red Brown on Hercules.
Yeah, yeah, he was Reb Brown once. So yeah, no one really thought that was a good idea, but basically the only reason that happened is because they wanted to make an action figure of it, you know, and they had the centaurs and other things.
And this guy was like way bigger even, so it's kind of funny, you know, when you're gonna put this beside Hercules.
Yeah, because he was like a giant in the episode.
My favorite character, Centaur, gets the big horse kick. What a cool weapon.
You know why they didn't give him a name? Because they all look alike. Racism. I'm sorry.
We're gonna learn a lesson about the centaurs and then murder them all in the future. Oh, Xena.
So this is from the episode Mount Olympus Games, where
they invent the Olympics.
They invent the Olympics, and it's pretty generic. I wouldn't call it like a groundbreaking episode of Hercules, but apparently it was important enough that they made a set out of it.
And just another one of those episodes where it's like, oh look, your hero created this. Oh,
Yeah.
random explosion, Stonehenge.
They did that a lot on Hercules. Like, they did it on Xena too, but Hercules, like, it seemed like they did it a lot more, where it was like, look, he invented basketball. Look, he invented the high five. They got this character here, Atalanta, from the games, which, you know, he's from the Olympic Games too. I guess they're all from Mount Olympus Games.
Yeah, just where stupid things turn to orcs near the end.
Yeah. They had that little guy in there too, didn't they?
Yeah. It was
They
like
killed
they're
his
all
ass.
about having peace, and then they just blow the shit out of some people near the end. It's like, oh, they're orcs, blow them the fuck up.
Yeah. Atalanta was particularly known on Hercules for ass, mostly.
Yeah.
Ass and boobs. Like, she
Her
had...
butt floss.
Yeah, she was like she was a blacksmith, and it was this bodybuilder lady who played her, and it was basically just as little costume as possible, and they changed it later so there was like less ass hanging out. And I guess it makes more sense knowing that, you know, Hercules, a lot of the time it was, let's just make a bunch of action figures, and Xena didn't have as many because they weren't as focused on that.
Yeah,
but
you
they
know
had
what the
better...
crime is? It's like, she gets an action figure, and Joxer in the Xena series doesn't.
Yeah, Joxer never got an action figure, Ted Raimi's character, so like important characters from there. Yeah, like a lot of the Xena characters, there's not action figures. They have a handful of them, and they're well done. I mean, they have some tall Barbie-like ones that have a lot of detail in them, but they weren't just focused on just make a bunch of action figures and sell them. Oh no, Drag Queen Listo!
Yeah, I love how they never focused on making random action figures in the Xena line.
Look, that was from a Hercules episode. You can blame that one on Hercules.
Yeah, but it's in the Xena line.
Fuck is that about? Though the faces are a lot different, you know, but they're a lot better done for these ones.
Yeah, it is a shame that the normal costume versions don't have as accurate of faces.
And there's no Joxer.
We get Xena from an alternate universe in Hercules in the Xena line, but no Joxer.
Should have been Salmoneus too.
Yeah, your favorite, and then he'll be Muscles McGee.
He'll be stacked.
Yeah. All right, let's sing the Hercules theme song. Dun, 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 dun. So naturally, first up, I want to talk about one of the most important characters, She-Demon, and she comes with Orestes.
She is pissed about it too.
Xena can't stand it.
It's because it's her dad.
No, Daddy Orestes! Why are there so many characters in this show called Orestes?
Maybe it was my king cousin Orestes.
Oh! Orestes! Orestes!
The lone survivor, Salmoneus.
Alright, some of the joints on these guys are really stiff. Like, I cannot move Iolaus' head without it feeling like it's going to break. And the Olympic Games Hercules here, now he's got joints in the knees, and I tried to move this one, and oh, what do you know? Hey, Iolaus, I'm the biggest hero in the universe because I'm Oh, looks like Xena can kill against Hercules.
Hey, Iolaus, why don't we make out?
We're the dying couple.
Oh, we're dead.
Xena, bring me the revolving door. I'm not helping you anymore. Help me, Iolaus.
Salmoneus.
Versus Ares.
I'm a little angel. So some of these actions, like, they don't work or they're really stiff. I don't know how well they worked originally, but like this one, there's a button on the back here and the tail is spring-loaded. You're supposed to snap it back and then it says on the back of the box, press button. Well, it doesn't do anything. The button barely moves at all, which is kind of hard to convey here, but I mean, you're better off just kind of flipping it yourself and trying to play with it that way.
I do love how different both these Hercules look. The pants look nicer on this one, despite the breaking legs.
He kind of looks like a really pale, sickly version of him, though, because the skin tones.
Yeah, he is way lighter.
But this one looks way dopier, too.
Which is pretty accurate for Hercules.
I think they added the most important thing to the new one, though.
Saddlebags.
Saddlebags. And nipples! Dun, dun, dun.
That's why he has a vest. To hide that he doesn't really have nipples.
What a freak! I'm the best.
Big horse kick! So anyway, Centaur does big horse kick, which is done like this. Look. You want a carrot, you fucking prick? I put trust in the Centaurs and you broke it! Serve me, Zeus! I'll kill you later! And here's Hercules' great move via his back button. Another good job by Hercules.
Now for the sexy Salmoneus dressing scene.
Time to fatten that bastard up. No more of this fucking muscles shit. Fuck you, Salmoneus. Get your fat robe on. I'm Salmoneus! I spend the rest of my days in jail! By the way, that's really how Salmoneus' story ends. He goes to jail. Hey, did you hear Salmoneus went to jail forever? What? Hercules, you gotta save me! Nope. Twilight of the Gods! Hey, Hercules, I don't care about Salmoneus at all! Good one, Iolaus. Worth it. So apparently this isn't Xena's warrior disguise, it's her peasant disguise.
It's warrior disguise apparently comes with her in a civilian disguise. That's what the back of it says, civilian disguise, but that's her gimmick. She can take off her clothes.
But now it's time for the sexy switching of clothes episode. Xena, we're gonna switch clothes immediately.
Hey, I'm in my warrior outfit. But
what an accident! Salmoneus!
I win again.
Salmoneus, warrior princess.
Dun, 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 dun,
Only Xena can throw the chakram.
We learned that.
So the Ares figure has no moving gimmick or anything, just he can switch what blade he has in his other arm with a bigger one. Whoa, what a gimmick. Detachable blades of war. It's hard to even try to figure out most of this face. I like the little beady red eyes he's got. Is that a mouth? It's like beaver teeth. Like, I don't know what the hell this is.
Yeah, is it a mouth?
Yeah.
What shit is that? Because in the episode, it's just like a black face with like red eyes that are glowing. You know, you don't really see the face.
Yeah, maybe they should have just kept this whole area black so that it's like these are glowing from it instead of seeing this weird yellow skin. I do like, though, that he kind of looks like a Mega Man character with like the big feet, and they kind of look like, you know, they're robotic. And if you remove his blade, it's kind of like he's got one of those arm cannons. I'm Ares, Mega Man enemy of war!
So you might notice a difference between the two of these figures. This is beard connector Ares. This is what Ares normally looks like, is with the beard connectors. That's what Ares looked like once, and they never revisited because it was stupid.
And they've kind of got the two heights mixed up here. They didn't make like a 5-inch Ares figure in the Xena line either, which is kind of strange. It's only the bigger version.
He is stacked. Look at that. He is busty.
He's also Farmer Ares now.
Not sexy enough.
But I did Liquid Ares once.
Oh, and if suppose you appeared on the moon as a skull too, didn't you?
Yeah, that was gonna be our thing until you said, oh, I'll just appear on Xena.
That was just stupid. Go to your room and think about what you've done.
Oh, looks like this is the end of Hercules, where you run away and take your clothes off.
That was a good series finale, wasn't it?
Well, brother, looks like we have to fight again.
Oh yeah.
Me next! I'm Salmoneus, god of war! Iolaus comes with his trusty back catapult that you'll absolutely remember from nothing whatsoever. He's just got 2 big scoops.
That's so he can get 2 scoops of raisins.
Yeah, and these don't snap back or anything, you just pull them back to shoot. So let's try to hit Centaur with them. Oops. Yeah! I was saying a more appropriate accessory for Iolaus to come with would be a revolving door to the afterlife, because, you know, he dies, we counted like 5 times in the series.
Yeah, at least 5.
So when he goes to Hades, it's like, hey, Iolaus just passing through, yep, alive again.
That is literally the least useful catapult he could have had.
Like, seriously, Iolaus didn't need stupid bat catapult. His fighting style was way more interesting than Hercules anyway. I always liked the way he, you know, did the back kicks and stuff that he learned in the East. So yeah, Iolaus cannot possibly hold his katana in either hands, because, well, that one's too big. And then this one he's, like, pointing with, there's no way to fit that in between his thumb there.
Almost.
Yeah, almost. I can make him hold it like this, maybe.
I don't think.
There we go. Yeah, look. Now they're perfect.
Alright, so one of the trademark things from Iolaus is he wears this Maori necklace, which will be familiar to people that live in New Zealand. But anyway, it looks nothing like that on the show. I mean, it might as well have just been drawn on with Sharpie on this thing. I mean, it's all crookedy and, like, wearing off. It doesn't look like an actual thing he's wearing. It just looks like a bad tattoo or something.
So apparently stupid discus Hercules holds his discus upside down, so that's the only way to get it in his stupid hand with his fucking leg that falls off. I don't know. Did Hercules do any discus crap in that Olympics one?
I want to say he did, yeah. Didn't that was when his mom was getting married, and then, like, the guy messed him up?
Maybe.
Worth it!
Wow, yeah, it's really annoying to get the discus in his hand, and it doesn't help at all either when his leg's falling off too.
Hold your fucking disc!
There he goes, and look, leg fell off again. Guess Ares wins. Stupid Ares! Bros before hoes, like Daddy Zeus always said before he grew a beard. So something that actually shoots the discs way better than Hercules is his little
tubbo discs.
tubbo discs. Put another one in. See if we can actually hit him. Salmoneus comes with a little Olympic crown thing, because you're saying it's part of his scheme?
It's part of his scheme or whatever thing he was trying to sell that episode, like the olive branch thing with the Olympics, something like that.
You might notice that his arms are two very different shades of peach there, so that looks perfect. It's because his gimmick is supposed to be that he's got a switch in the back to light up this Olympic torch. But of course, that's died some time ago, so all he can do is hold a stupid torch and be a fat bastard. Salmoneus also comes with a staff he never used and a knife. I guess it's to go in here, because, concealed Salmoneus, you never see it coming. I'm going to set fire to the centaurs! It's a trick, he's got a knife! Oh, I'm so stupid! One of the things I love about the centaur figure is he's just named Centaur. I guess he could be any centaur.
They all look alike, am I right?
Oh, she said it again! I mean, I guess you could say this is that fucking jackass one who's in the intro for Forever who worked at Hercules' barn.
I mean,
and then he tried to steal his wife.
Jokes aside, that's pretty much all the centaurs could be interchangeable on Hercules. It's the same thing. It's like all of them are misunderstood except one who is actually a jackass who is trying to steal some woman because of unrequited love.
Except the one who trained Hercules. He was the only kind of nice guy one on Hercules.
Yeah, the rest of them were kind of like, we are going to hurt people because
we
they
got a
don't
chip
like
on
us.
our shoulders. Yeah, and it's like, hey, you guys need to learn understanding. Okay. And then Xena killed them all.
No, she didn't.
The show, I mean, not Xena herself. The show, though. In the future, they killed off all the centaurs.
And all the Amazons. It's great.
Yes. So Xena comes with a bow and arrow. It's for the unshown scene after Salmoneus is sent to jail forever near the end of Hercules and Xena. And this is his execution. By the way, the arrows and stuff are just interchanged throughout these toys to either be a spear or an arrow. Let's hunt some Salmoneus. Xena and her bow and arrow, remember that?
If there was a notch for it.
Yeah, that would really help.
There we go. I got it.
Oh, Xena can fly. Here's the gimmicks for the Hercules figure. First, he's got his mace thing, which all it says to do is to twist, and it defends against enemy attack. Sure. Just clicks both ways. Doesn't really do much of anything. And then he's got his sword, which maybe he'd pick up once in a while. Someone dropped a sword, which will barely go in his hand very well. And then this button for his jerk-off motion is to use his sword. Whoa! These are definitely a mixed bag for quality. Some of the face sculpts are pretty spot on, and others not so much. Then there's generic characters, so they can get away with whatever face they want to slap onto it. The detailing is at least pretty decent on most, and the weapons are painted, which is always a nice touch. And while some come with weapons they actually used, others come with random things, and some figures either have great trouble or straight up can't hold them. Oh yeah, Discus Hercules is a piece of shit, though he's the exception rather than the rule, 7. Well, they were pretty creative to try and find some sort of gimmick for each figure, regardless of if it made much sense or if the character ever used such a thing. But the gimmicks definitely make these figures pretty interesting, though again, some of these don't quite work perfectly, 6. Of course, again, some of these gimmicks were out there, like the back catapult and big horse kick. Okay, I guess big horse kick isn't that strange. I just like saying big horse kick.
And of course, I still wish Hercules had pulled out his Herculean blades of destruction once on the show. Also, making some of the characters just generic was a bit strange. However, Robot Master Ares is definitely the strangest looking figure of the bunch. Which makes sense as it was based off a strange design and then made even odder looking through the translation to the toy. 6. They are packaged well on their cards, which contain some interesting bits, and you gotta love the promo pics, especially Angry as Shit Achilles. 7. And the MMZ overall is 7. For the most part, these figures look like who or what they're supposed to. Plus, they come with a lot of accessories and have interesting gimmicks. Even though some of it makes no sense, you can tell they put thought into their figures for this show.
What's that smell? I'm sorry. It's one of these things, it's not gonna be as funny later. Okay. What's that smell? I'm stupid.